Hey guys, a woman tattooed her eyeballs purple and blue. Now she's claiming she's going blind. Despite the many warnings by the medical community against tattooing one's eyeball, news outlets are saying purple and blue, but it looks like purple and green to me. A lot of people have jumped on this trend and they're at risk for going blind. I know it was a trend many years back with the prison population. The gangs in prison used to do it, and they're still doing it. And they used to make up their inks and get infected and go blind. But it was popular in prison. But now I notice it has crept into mainstream. And you just have to wonder what would possess anybody to tattoo his or her eyeballs. You're not talking about the skin. You're talking about going in the eye, putting ink in your eye, ink that's supposed to be cancerous, ink that's supposed to be toxic to the body, ink that can cause you to be blind. And these people are saying, I don't give a damn. I just want the tattoo in my eye. You gotta wonder, do these people need a psychiatrist? But it might be a little unfair for me to make that statement because we look at a lot of people who are smokers, and there's a big warning sign on a packet of cigarettes, and it says tobacco smoke causes fatal lung disease. And that's only one of many diseases that it causes, and people still smoke. Years ago, a skull and a bone used to appear on the packet along with the ingredients of a little bit of arsenic and rat poison. This is what a lot of people were saying. I have not seen it personally because I'm not a cigarette smoker. I don't go looking for those particular ingredients in cigarettes, but this is what was put out there. I remember years ago when I was a teenager, they said that there was arsenic and rat poison in the cigarettes, allegedly. So people do all kinds of things to their body against medical advice. They like what they like and they want what they want when they want it. So some of the cautions for cigarettes are it may cause cancer. It has rat poison in it. There's so many things that's on the label that says warning, danger, you might die from smoking this particular product. You may get lung cancer. You may get cancer of the throat and the mouth and the every which way. But yet, you find thousands of people reaching for that cigarette, not giving a damn about the consequences. So it's, I guess, the same can be said for putting a tattoo on your eyeball. I guess she wanted to be totally different because one eye is purple, the cornea, and the other one is green. When I say cornea, I mean the eyeball, the whites of the eye. So I'm wondering if people are so bent on having the eye color look so different with the yellows and the purples and the greens, and why don't they just buy contact lenses? Don't people know there are contact lenses to change your eyeball color? You don't have to go the drastic route of actually putting ink in your eyeball. So, a 32-year-old young woman from Belfast, Ireland, is going blind after tattooing her eyeballs, one blue and one purple, despite the warning of her 7-year-old daughter. Her 7-year-old daughter apparently had more sense than her. For a 7-year-old child to say, Mommy, don't do it. You're going to go blind. You're putting your health at risk. You know, something is wrong with her mindset. So her name is Anaya Peterson, and she's a young law student and fan of body modification. And she famously went blind for 3 weeks after tattooing the whites of her eyeball a bright blue, and she's slowly going blind after following in the footsteps of her idol. The woman of 5 was apparently in awe of Luke's unique look and decided to have her own eyeballs tattooed in 2020, despite the warning of her 7-year-old daughter, who asked her what would happen if she went blind. Now, Peterson got her right eyeball tattooed in July of 2020, and despite dealing with headaches and dry eyes during the healing process, decided to have the left eye also tattooed as well. Just 5 months later, the procedure seemingly went without a hitch. Only after months without complications, in August of last year, 2021, the Irish law student woke up with swollen eyeballs, swollen eyelids, and looked like she had been in a boxing match with Mike Tyson because the swelling kept getting worse. Anaya checked herself into a hospital where antibiotics seemed useless against the infection. She received medication through IV drips for 3 days and had a biopsy taken out of one of her eyeballs. She eventually underwent eye surgery to save her vision. But even though she recovered enough to be discharged home, her problems were far from over. Although her inflammation problem was eventually resolved, the paint in her eyeballs had already had a serious impact on her vision and general eye health. After examining her, an ophthalmologist told Anaya that she is at risk, high risk, of developing glaucoma. So according to WebMD, glaucoma is a group of eye conditions that can cause blindness. With all types of glaucoma, the nerve connecting the eye to the brain is damaged, usually due to high eye pressure or, for instance, in this case, dye being injected into the eye that causes complications. And she said that her vision has already deteriorated drastically. I'm basically on the verge of going blind, the 32-year-old woman said. I don't have 20/20 vision anymore. From a distance, I can't see features on faces. If I didn't have my eyeballs tattooed, I wouldn't be having this problem. Even today, I woke up with more floaters in my eyes. Floaters, guys, are those black spots that you see in your eyes when you're going blind or you have things wrong with your eyes like glaucoma or diabetes. Floaters usually look like black spots or grayish, blackish strings across the eyes, according to WebMD. She also said, I cannot get the eye tattoos out. How are you going to get eye tattoo out? How are you going to get the ink out of the eyes? And so she went on to say that I'm always going to have this problem. So I basically think that as I get older, it's just best to just go blind. When I'm 60 or 70, I don't want to have to go to the eye doctor every 2 or 3 days, Patterson says. This young lady is really on the drastic end, I'm telling you. She would prefer to go blind rather than go to the eye doctor every couple of days. I know of someone in my life, I've got a friend who went blind in one eye. She has the glaucoma, and she goes to that doctor every single week just for them to see what's going on with the other eye, because she's legally blind now because the other eye is gone. It's going. I think for most of us, if we have to see that ophthalmologist every single day, 24/7, to save our eyesight, we would do it. But not this young lady. She says, you know what? I do not want to go to no doctor every couple of days when I'm 60 and 70. I prefer to go blind. Talk about being drastic. And the thing is, she's got children. Don't you want to see your children? Don't you want to see them walk down the aisle and, graduate, etc.? You would think. At her age, she's only 32 and thinks this way. She further went on to say that her 7-year-old daughter, India, was always against her getting her eyeballs tattooed, but she didn't listen. Looking back, she says she should have just tattooed one of her eyeballs black and left the other one alone. So it sounds, folks, like she regrets the colors. Now she wants, if she had to do it again, she would not have put the blue and the purple, she would have just put the all black. So it sounds to me as if she's having problems with the color. She don't like the colors anymore. Now she wants black. Or she wish she would have had black only in one eyeball. So she went on to say that way at least she would still have one good eye. If one was going bad, she'd have one good eye. But I'm telling you guys, the lengths that people go through just to look different. So unfortunately, Anaya Peterson isn't the first person to deal with vision problems after having the eyeballs tattooed. And folks, not only did she have her eyeballs tattooed, she also had her tongue split. You talk about drastic body modification when you split your tongue. And it's not a little split. She's got it almost halfway up. And she's a young woman. And you're wondering, why is she doing all these drastic changes to her body? So according to WebMD, splitting the tongue is very dangerous. It can lead to complications such as significant blood loss when you're splitting the tongue. You can have an infection, you can have nerve damage, and problems with breathing and swallowing. Maybe in her mind she looks good, but to everybody else she looks like the devil's child. But in all fairness, there is a community out there, body modification community, that loves this stuff. So YouTubers, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this story? Drop your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm over and out. Hit the subscribe button and share the video. Thank you for watching.